got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crap from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite, they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go healing. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got a lust for change, I just love the feeling of
What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube family? This is your boy Daniel Haru with Entertainment and Debate Program and Network EDPN, bringing to you Atheist Unleash by Daniel Haru, the comedic atheist. We gonna deal with this in a minute while we let the intro play.
Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a beating. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a beating.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up, family? This is your boy Daniel Haru coming to you once again from EDPN, Entertainment and Debate Program and Network. We got some interesting topics. We ain't gonna make it long. We're gonna keep it kind of short. Just addressing our brother Khonsu Amun-Re again. Once again, this brother has continually doubled down, pretty much, saying that Jabari Osaze is a scammer. He's a fraud. He's a fake. He's saying a lot. But one thing that he is not doing is he is not presenting any evidence. None. None whatsoever. And that's the thing that I keep talking about and I keep mentioning is that the brother makes all these assertions. He makes all these things, right? But he never shows any hardcore proof evidence of anything. But he continually says how he is, I got all this proof. I got all this proof. Jabari's a scammer. Jabari's a fraud. Jabari's this, Jabari that. Not one time has he shown any proof. Now, he'll tell you and say, well, you know what? Me, Karima, and shout outs to the LionsDen, Sister Karima, JJ7000. I know we got, y'all got some things going with Brother Jabari, but y'all work that way out. But peace out to the LionsDen. Peace out to MVP Chris Harris, Outside the Cube, HOK. Oh shit. Oh yes. And some other news that I just heard. I heard that your boy is Mod Forever. Mod Forever has got his channel taken down, or he got it, or he took it down. Either way, it's down. So once I find a little bit more about that, I will be talking about that, right? But right now, what we doing is we want to talk about the brother Khonsu, right? So he went on before. I dealt with it. I showed where he was making his mistakes at. I showed where I was using his words and showing how he was still incorrect. All this stems from Jabari being in an interview with Lamont Hill, and Lamont Hill was giving his experience, telling his experience about Dr. York. Jabari didn't say anything. I asked him, give me a timestamp when Jabari said something that was disrespectful to your elder that wasn't evidently true, noted on record, anything like that. There was nothing that they could bring to me, nothing that they could say. So he wants to continue slandering Jabari. Not a problem. Keep it up. So what I'm going to do is, you know what I'm saying, I am going to just continually addressing every time this brother says something. I am going to tune in. I am going to also comment on it, and I'm going to correct him on it, right? Because this brother is just he's not telling the truth, right? And not only is he not telling the truth, but he's slandering. I mean, like hardcore slandering. Hardcore slandering the brother Jabari, talking about what he did, what he, and it's just not right. It's just what he did, what he, and it's just not right with what he's doing. So I'm gonna take it upon myself to address all his fallacious, just bad information that he's doing. And the problem with it is, another problem is that no one wants to correct him. He's clearly saying things that are not correct in there, right? And you know what I'm saying? He's not being corrected. Instead of correcting, they joining in, they laughing, which is, I guess, could be funny if but he's just not. It's just bad. He's just totally bad. So let's get into this. Let's talk about what the brother said, and we'll see. But what you'll find out, he's never going to bring any true information. He's never going to bring any true information to what, or any evidence to what is going on. Nothing. Okay? So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our brother and see what he's doing. Now, this is him again. He takes his opportunity to go on the LionsDen. Always taking his opportunity to go on the LionsDen. Anywhere he can try to poke fun or try to bait Jabari because Jabari won't debate him, he's going to get his time in, right? So, I guess everybody needs 15 minutes to shine. That's okay as well. But at least come correct with it. So let's hear
it. And we've known this for a long time. Karima, sister Karima, brother JJ, myself, other people, we've known that we really could have really went in on this before, but out of respect, out of courtesy, out of, stuff like that, a lot was held back. Well, at this point, the gloves is off. So long story short, I had already, when we did the show, Brother Jabari, the Hotel Hustler, right? The first time on the LionsDen, remember JJ, he was calling you angry. He even said it last time he was on. I didn't appreciate you calling me a hotel hustler. And it's like he feels that he's just immune to scrutiny, and nobody is immune to scrutiny, especially in the LionsDen. So anyway, this is just a clip. So just to do not to take up too much time, but
now here's the difference between scrutiny, slander, defamation. There is a difference. And as intelligent as this brother eloquently sounds when he's speaking, he seems to be confused with using the proper words to describe the context in which he's trying to convey to the audience, right? Because he would have us believe that, scrutiny and critiquing somebody is the same as slander. And we know that's not true. And if you're going to do it, you need to, even when you are scrutinizing somebody, you have to have a reason, and that reason has to be backed up by something valid, right? Because if it's nothing invalid, then it's just emotion, and then you're just doing it because you have a emotional hang up. You're trying to get people to join in with you because you have some type of agenda, and it's just empty, it's meaningless.
The research that I started to do on Brother Jabari's organization, it's not an organization. Organization means an organized nation. I would call it an online mini community. But
Okay, so once again, the brother, the brother just said that it is a organization. An organization is an organized nation. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so what we see here is an organization, right? Let's take a look at it, because he tries to discount things by using definitions or terms, and he's just badly giving out, you know, the way he's trying to explain what he's trying to explain, right? It's just wrong, right? So, an organization, a body of people with a particular purpose, especially a business, society, association, etc. So, Jabari has the Shrine of Ma'at. The Shrine of Ma'at is an organized body of people. They have a particular purpose, and they believe they have some association. So that would qualify as an organization. The action of organizing something. Jabari has a Shrine of Ma'at, and they're organizing the ancient practices, the spirituality of ancient Kemet. That would also fit, right? It says a structure or arrangement of related or connected items. An efficient and orderly approach to a task. All of these fit. So he said it's an organization. So we can see that he's clearly wrong. He's clearly wrong when it comes to an organization. Then what he said was it's an organized nation. So let's hear him again.
when I organized nation, it's not a first that I start to do on Brother Jabari's organization, it's not an organization.
It's not an organization.
Organization means an organized nation. I would call it an online.
Doesn't matter what you call it. You don't determine what definitions mean, what terms mean. So let's go with the nation as well, right? So this is a nation. A nation is a large body of people united by a common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory, right? Jabari, the Shrine of Ma'at, is a large body of people united by a common culture, right? They're practicing a common culture. Some of them is practicing a common language. They're practicing ancient Egyptian culture. That's not saying that they are ancient Egyptians. We're just saying that they're practicing ancient Egyptian culture. That is what is uniting them. That is what they're doing. But the brother wants to say that, oh, well, it's just an online school, and that's not. We can clearly see that once again, the brother is wrong. He is wrong again. So let's continue.
Online mini community. But when I started to do some.
Please stop.
Okay.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
I just got to say about you said the mini community.
Okay. So now that's Brother JJ's talking about the mini community, and he wants to go in. I'm going to keep this focused on Khonsu, not on my brother JJ. And we're going to continue from there. Where's he at? Let's go here. All right. So he wants to continue to go in. As we can see, one, he made his first mistake. He said it's not an organization because an organization is an organized nation. And apparently he doesn't, he got that wrong because we can clearly see by the definition of what it is. Let me see. We got my brother JJ in the chat. JJ's here. Let me go. Peace to you, JJ. So let's go again.
He admitted already that he's not even fluent in MetaNetter. He says his wife is. She's never demonstrated it. They never put out any books demonstrating their proficiency in.
So you hear him, right? He just said again. He just said again What? Hold on. Let's see. What did you just say?
Metadata. They never put out any book. Says his wife is ready that he's not even fluent in metadata. He says his wife is.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? He says his wife has not. His wife is, she ain't demonstrated it. Once again, poor research. This is what I'm talking about when we talking about people, right? Because he's saying that his wife has not. His wife has not.
She's never demonstrated it.
She's never demonstrated.
They never put out any bull.
Okay, she's never demonstrated. Well, here is Dr. Anika Daniels-Osaze, right? She teaches a class, Introduction to Metadata. She's demonstrated it I don't know how many times. She's demonstrated it before online with Sinetta. She's teaching a class. But apparently it's not to your satisfaction. As if are you a peer review board? You have some type of credentials to be able to judge if she even knew the metadata. Do you know the metadata? And if you don't know the metadata, then how would you even know if she knew it or not? How would you even know how proficient she is if you don't even know the metadata? You don't have the qualifications to judge or to even critique her. Dr. Anika Daniels-Osaze. You don't. But you can clearly see she has an introduction class to metadata. You can see that she has a 1-hour class session with homework assignments. 10 1-hour class sessions. Then she has a live online session, 4 digital textbooks, midterm and final, virtual metadata tour of the Metropolitan Museum of Arts in New York, and a digital completion certificate. So for everybody who's like, oh, you don't even get a certificate. She gave you a certificate. Now what you gonna say? What are you gonna say now? Huh? What's gonna be? It's just coming from her. So you're getting your certificate of completion of it. You're getting your tours. This isn't something that you're teaching, that you're just teaching people a couple of words. This is an actual class. And once again, people who have took classes in college, whether it was junior college, state, university, college, post-grad, knows what curricula looks like. It's well organized, but she ain't demonstrated it to you. You ain't ever seen it. Well, take her class. At least take her class and then judge her on her performance. But you ain't even did that, but you have a lot to say. And it's empty. It's bad. And anybody that jumps in and be like, oh yeah, shit, it looks even worse. Because that tells me that you're not even using your own brain. You're just following like sheep. When JJ and them came out, JJ started talking about the Rosicrucians. I told JJ, I know nothing about the Rosicrucians, if I'm pronouncing that right. I know nothing about it. First thing I do is start researching it. Before I have a critique or opinion on something, I'm going to research it. And then I tell them what I find. That's what I did. I do that with Killer B, Chris, Cube, Jabari. I research first as much as I can, and then I bring my opinion. But this brother don't even do that. And you can see once again, the brother.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying. Always lying to me.
That's what he be doing. Constantly and consistently. So let's finish it.
Books demonstrating their proficiency in metadata showed any proof. What's interesting is this, right? We had Jabari on the ropes so bad. So I showed 2 clips. One was from his website.
Now, don't be fooled. When he said that he had Jabari on the ropes, I really don't know what he mean by that, right? This brother has never.
I showed 2 clips. One was from his website.
Hold on, we got double feedback, right? This brother has never, ever, ever, ever had Jabari on no ropes. I don't know what he's talking about. He's not even on Jabari's radar, right? But he's consistently picking at Jabari, hoping that he gives Jabari attention. And the slander just got so much that I decided that, hey, I will take on that medal because he's just slandering Jabari so much. Jabari won't come on. It's above Jabari, so I'm gonna do it for him. But let's continue.
Site, which charges $4,500 for a 3-year online so-called initiation program, and he break it down. It take 50 easy payments of $59.95 a month. You know, however you want to do it.
Let's go.
Program, and he break it down. It take so-called initiation program, and he break it down. It take 50 easy payments of $59.95 a month. You know, however you want to do it. But the fact of the matter, then another one was he charging $750 just for like a basic history course on dynastic Kemet, something you can freaking learn yourself. I mean, it's nothing exciting about paying $750 to learn dynastic Kemet. That's real easy. So when we started launching these,
okay, now he said once again, this is what he said. And I showed this. As part of the video I did prior, right? I showed this. And I showed this as part of my PowerPoint. When he kept talking about how, oh, it's a basic course, I can do it. If you can do it, by all means do it. If you can teach it, by all means teach it. But that has no bearing on Jabari and what he teaches. None whatsoever. And that was the crazy thing about it, right? So when he was talking, he said that, oh, we have this course and it's just basic, and I can teach it. That's what he said. I can teach it. Okay. He's never taken Jabari's course. Once again, he has no idea what the course consists of, but he continually talk about something. Once again, he knows nothing, absolutely nothing about. So let's look at the course again. Let's do this, because apparently we got to keep doing this, because Khonsu continually gives out bad information with slander, and he's continually just flat out lying. So let's do it. So here is Jabari's class, right? 3 millennia of excellence, right? Learning over 3,000 years of ancient history, right? And let's hear what he says about it, right?
attacks, or I ain't gonna say attack, when we started launching the truth, we got the attention. If you see on the screen,
he was right. These are attacks. These aren't the truth. He said it right the first time. These are just attacks. No truth in it.
From the Shrine of My Ad website and from his wife, Anika Daniels Osaze at the bottom. She even commented on the post. And my post said, let me show exactly what it said so we'll see. The post said, this was June 11, 2022 on my page, Khonsu Amun-Re Facebook. Says, if anyone wants to learn any of these things, you don't have to pay Jabari $700. I'll teach you for free. Inbox me. Brother Jabari, aka the Hermetic Hustler, Scam Alert, Shrine of Mod. And this is a...
Okay, once again, let's address what a scam is, because he keeps using these words. I love it. He keeps using these words, and it keeps hanging them. You know what I'm saying? It continually hangs him every time he uses words, apparently, that he don't know what they mean, I guess. I don't know. But it's something that he loves to do. So hey, let him keep using it, right? He keeps talking about a scam and a hustler, and you know what it means. And a scam is something that you are doing deceitfully. You deceiving people, and he hasn't shown that. He keeps saying that, and what I said is this: show it. If it's true, show it. Show what a scam is. Show me. And you might not like Jabari, and that's okay. Jabari isn't asking you to like him. He's not asking you to join his shrine. You know, but if you're going to at least critique him, at least be able to tell the truth and show it. But you can't even do that. So let's continue.
The flyer that they put out saying you can learn over 3,000 years of ancient history. That's dynastic. He ain't even taking you back to Napata. He ain't taking you back to Nakata. He ain't taking you back to pre or proto dynastic. He's just taking you to the basic dynasties. Know the major accomplishments of each ruler. Oh, wow. Know the kings and queens of each dynasty in detail. Oh my God.
That's worth my
Understand the great battles during each period. Classes are held online every Wednesday for 2 hours for 15 weeks for $700 or 15 payments of $49.99 a week.
Easy payments.
However you want to break it down. Cash App, Western Union, money order.
Just pay the damn money.
Just pay the money. And so this sparked so much controversy. We got responses from the Shrine of Ma'at. Listen what the Shrine of Ma'at said.
Listen to this.
Like they're stalking.
You look at this.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Said there's nothing wrong with charging for a history class. It is optional. If you are not interested, then don't register for it. My response was, I won't, and I'll make sure nobody else will either.
Now, here's what's funny, right? The brother talks about Jabari in his class of how much he charges, right? And he talks about how it's $700, it's 15 weeks, and this and that about Jabari's class and how he can teach it for free, right? And to him, I guess, to learn that is a ripoff. That's his value, and that's okay. But I'm going to tell you something. $700 to learn something that you want to learn, that you're interested in, from somebody who is proficient at it, isn't a lot of money. It's not a lot of money if you got it. If you don't have it, it's a lot of money. I'm going to say that again. It's a lot of money if you don't have it. But if you have it, it's not a lot of money. To learn something that you're interested in and to be instructed by someone who has the education and the experience to teach it. So, he says that he can teach it and he'll make sure nobody else. No one, he said that he is going to teach it, right? He said he is going to teach it.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Nobody's coming to see you. Nobody.
Ain't nobody coming to see
Nobody.
you.
Let's do that again. Who is that? What'd he say?
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Nobody's coming to see you. You're not going to do one thing when it comes as far as in taking people or
as a non-native English speaker and
Do
writer,
you know how
this
long
is
Jabari has been doing this? You know how many people are in this class, in this shrine? That is just ridiculous. It shows me that he has absolutely no idea of what he's talking about. So, once again, let's go in here, let's do this, right? Because once again, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, Jabari teaches a class. And the class, right here, it teaches you the dynasty, 3,000 years. This class is a class. It isn't someone on YouTube giving their opinion about kings and dynasties and big events and so forth. This is a course. People who took courses know what courses look like. People who don't take courses and just maybe freestyle, just kind of tell what they know, kind of like that verbal language. What do you call this? The language is passed down verbally. I forgot this. It's missing me right now. That's what that kind of thing that you're doing. This has a course with slides. It has a syllabus, right? We have books. There's books there. Now you're talking about you're gonna teach somebody. Do you know that in the first, just in the pre-dynastic dynasty, how many pharaohs there are? This is just pre-dynastic to dynasty 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna teach. How are you gonna teach all those? You don't have. Do you have a formula? Maybe you can. Maybe you can teach it, right? But you can't knock him for what he's doing. This is a full college course. And once again, it tells me about things you don't know. Because you're talking about it didn't even have Napata. It didn't even have Napata. Here's a course of history at Washington State University, right? This is a course of history subjects, right? Now, once again, when you take a course, you have a curriculum, you can take a 100 level course, a 200, 300 level course, right? And then you have certain classes within that. As you can see, let me just make this bigger for you, right? Let me make this bigger so you can see it. Because I want y'all to be able to see this. This is important. Let's see this, right? We're gonna go here, right? Hopefully you can see that, right? So, let's see that, right? So, you have a 100 level course, 100, 101, 102, 105. You have a history course right here, right? American history to 1877, socioeconomics, cultural history of British mainland colonies, United States to 1877, right? Now, someone might take the course that says world history, integration studies of politics, social culture, economics, environment, and religious systems among peoples and civilizations prior to the 1500s, right? Or you could take a course that's time frame above or after that. That's how classes work, right? There's certain classes that you can take or a person can teach that's not necessarily in a chronological order. You're talking about Napata and Nakata. What happened in Napata and Nakata? What major battles happened in Napata? What major pharaohs do you have in Napata and Nakata? Which ones? Now, if you want to, go teach that. But this was his course. And so you're going to try to knock one's course. But these are college courses. But people who I guess apparently ain't took them don't understand that when you go in taking a college course, you could take American history class, and you could take a class on the revolutionary, the Civil War, right? But why didn't you go back to this? I mean, you could have taken on Civil War, but why you ain't take one on the Civil War? Or why didn't you take one with the exploration to the west with the Pilgrims? Why didn't you do that? That's how classes work. And when he speaks, it tells me how much he doesn't know about formal education. We're talking about a person who's trying to give informal information or informal critique about a person who has a formal education. It's just a bad look, period. It's a bad look for you to even try to say anything and you don't have, just at least get your stuff straight. That's all I'm gonna say. Please just get that straight. If you get that straight, you're good. At least you'll have something that you can talk about. But right now you're just drowning badly. Drowning. You know what it is? You know what?
I say no troll left behind. I mean no troll left behind.
That's all you hear from over there. That's all you hear from.
Another brother commented said, Shrine of my eye, $4,000 grant is a ripoff. How can something that took 40 years be done in 3 months? Then White
now this is how I want to tell you how dishonest he is and how much that he's willing to lie that he is. The $4,000 he put up, right? The $4,000 when he was talking about the Shrine of Ma'at and he was talking about these initiation classes, right? Let me just show this again really quick. He knows that information, and this is coming from my slide before, he knows that is incorrect. But he goes with it. Why? Because it fits his narrative. He knows it, right? He put this up. We can go back to where he did his initial thing. Well, we'll go this one. We'll go here, right? We will go here. We ain't even got to go there. Let's just look at his. Let's look at his again. He said that the brother said that it's $4,000 for 3 months. But yet, he read that it is a 15 week, right? It's a 15 week, 16 week. So we're talking about 4 months. I'm sorry, the initiation is 3 years, not 3 months. The training is 3 years, not 3 months. And he knows this because this is his flyer. It says close until 2023, 3-year training program. This is his class. But then, right, when we go back here, and you know, it's all fun. You know, he's making this fun game and right? He reads it. Oh, the Shrine of Ma'at, $4,000 ripoff. What can be? How can you sum up something in 40 years? 40 years that can be done in 3 months. Now, it didn't take 40 years. I already dispelled that. It doesn't take you. You don't have to go to a training of a priesthood for 40 years. Once again, somebody speaking who hasn't done the research, and he knows this, but he would rather lie. He would rather lie to pass on his narrative than tell the truth or do a correction. That's what I'm talking about. That's why it's such slander, and there's no reason to pay attention to him.
It's sad that because you lack knowledge, you want everyone to be deprived of knowledge as well. Well, guess what, Mrs. Osaze? I just said I don't want you to be deprived of knowledge. I said I'm gonna teach you the shit for free. You ain't gotta give me $700.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Let's keep going.
And I've been really trying to avoid this. I've been trying to avoid bringing up Baba Haru because of a lot of reasons, right? But I have to at this point because it's necessary in order for clarity of the history of the entire matter. Here's the thing. Brother Daniel Haru, who came on the LionsDen last week and was defending.
Now, once again, watch how, you know what, I can see. Bad. He's more like a tabloid. You know what I'm saying? He's just more like a tabloid. You know, he doesn't really care about the facts. He doesn't really care about the truth or honesty. He just wants to get his information out, trying to get Jabari's attention. Listen to this.
Jabari. Keep in mind, Daniel Haru's a comedic atheist. He's on the team with Unc West, who hates Jabari. So why would he be defending Jabari anyway? So I'm just fish.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The brother just said that I'm part of Unc West, right? Now, the only association that I have with Unc West, and I spoke to Unc, and peace to Unc, is that we're both atheists. But I am not affiliated or associated with Sula Killers or any group that he has. But he would rather say that not knowing any facts or truth to it, but just to say it. Because why? Because it spins his narrative. It supports it. That's what I mean. It would have took just a quick research. You could have asked JJ or Karima. You could, you know what I'm saying? You could even ask me that question yourself. You could have asked Chris Harris. You could have asked anybody. They would have told you. You could have asked Unc. Because when you misrepresent people's association, you do a disservice to that association, to Unc, and to me. You don't know the relationship that I have with Unc, or whether I have one or not, or what our relationship may or may not be. And you may be misrepresenting the pseudo killers by associating with them. You may be, doing me a disservice by associating me with pseudo killers. But you don't know, but you just want to continue to say stuff because it helps your narrative. That's the way you want to do it.
Is she about? Why would
weird?
Yeah, it's weird about that. It just didn't make sense.
Well, he's in
Yeah,
Jabari.
he's cool with him, but don't be because he never disrespects you, so don't disrespect him.
Listen, he took Jabari.
Now I will give that to Sister Karima. I appreciate you, Sister Karima, for that.
Class. Daniel is a real honest guy. I like Daniel. He's been around for a long time. I know you and him got your disagreements, but
the disagreement I got with Khonsu is that he is not telling the truth, or he's not spending the time to do the research. Your opinion, if you want to say that Jabari class is too much, great. Say that's fine. Say you want to, hey, it's too expensive, I can teach it myself, great, that's fine. But then to say that he is a scammer and a hustler without any evidence, that's the problem. That's the issue I have. That's the issue.
But
no, I just found it weird that an atheist would be supporting a Kemetic priest, so-called Kemetic priest, because the Kemetic people, there's no such thing as a Kemetic atheist.
Well,
so once again, he says there's no such thing as a Kemetic atheist. And one, I never claimed to be an ancient Kemetic atheist, but if he says a Kemetic atheist, then there's actually it's a little usurp in Ank's book, and I forgot who it is, but I think it's Dr. Clark or Dr. Ben, and it talks about the style of spirituality from the Africans is kind of a atheist spirituality. But I can better explain that yes, there is a atheist there, or there can be a Kemetic atheist based on, and I think my brother JJ is going to he's going to speak and he has an opinion, but he's going to tell you how.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
With and he basically was attacking the information. So he was basically trying to explain the information that Jabari wouldn't refuse to come on here and do. So
right.
Hold up real quick. See, Jabari teaches the same thing. Right. Jabari teaches that the ancient Kemetics, when they talked about Asar, aka Osiris, was just a principle. But we know that is a lie. This is why I talk about when you say dishonest scholarship, this is why Jabari's steady ducking and diving. This is why when he come on here, he said, I don't want to talk about debate stuff because he figured he would have to deal with me. Because he know goddamn well when you pick up that damn book of the dead that they subscribe to, it don't say it isn't speaking in the aspect of a principle when it's talking about all these different deities.
Right, that's right.
Okay, so let me add comment to that Kemetic atheist and how I'm saying there can't be an Kemetic atheist, right? And this is coming from the Medunet Volume 1 from Ra Unefa Aman, right? And in here, page 227, bottom page, it says, in a qualified sense, we can say that the sun is used as a metaphor to lead thinking to the understanding of the set of phenomenon under the control of the natural forces labeled, right? So right now we know that the sun isn't real. Ra isn't real. We just labeled it. We personified it, right? So there's no God, but we deified and we venerated the sun. Haru, specific to our present consideration is the division of the human metabolism into two phases. One is characterized by the rise of the body temperature and the other by its decrease. Each phase has its set of temperatures or temperament dependent on related psychological or physiological functions. Those that are directly related and dependent on the rise of the temperature above the means can be metaphysized as solar, the very extreme stage of material. The opposite phase is assigned to the moon, Mercury, and Saturn. The means between the two extremes is assigned to Venus and Jupiter. Haru, Daniel Haru, the Kemetic atheist, corresponds therefore with the solar phase of the psychophysical metabolic cycle, which is mediated by the noradrenaline and other chemicals of the sympathetic nerve system. It enables us to become and remain awake. Pet imharu. The externalize our focus of consciousness to reason, pay attention, to carry out our will, to utilize the organs and the functionalities of external activities, eyes, frontal part of our cerebral, hands, and legs. Haru corresponds to our will, which is the freedom to follow or reject divine law and our emotions. So, if you go by that, it is not saying that you believe in a God. It's saying that you believe in principles. That's why you can become a Kemetic atheist. That's why Jabari said that it's real, but it's not literal. That's how I'm a Kemetic atheist. So that's your explanation. You can take it or reject it. Doesn't matter to me, but that's what it is.
Right. Yeah. He takes it out of literal term. He puts, like I say, he puts a spook term to it. A spook.
There is no spook to it. That's simply told you what it is. That's science, but it's spook. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Spookology.
Now, let's get back to the main focus. He has not presented any evidence that Jabari is a fraud, Jabari is a scammer, Jabari is a hustler, Jabari is fraudulent. Nothing at all has this brother presented, but a lot of just gish gallop and his feelings of what he thinks. And you're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to slander people or to spread falsehood amongst your brothers. That's what you're not allowed to do.
Undertone to it. But so Daniel Haru was saying, well, let's play it. Let me play that first, actually. Let's play the clip from the show when he came on and show exactly what he said. And okay, let me mark this 129. But first, let's show this, right? All right, let me share. Let me share this real quick. Let me share now. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now, here he puts up the picture Jabari from his website or whatever. And it says Jabari Osaze, then it shows his Kemetic name. Right? I guess this is him explaining Jabari's accolades. And it says studied ancient Egypt for nearly 30 years. 1998, now here's the thing. 1998, he was initiated into the Shrine of Ptah by Chief Priest Haru Rasamat, Baba Haru, right? 98. 2005, initiated into the Order of the Sacred Kingman and received the coronation name. 2010, co-founder. That's when he co-founded the Shrine of Ma'at. Nowhere does it say he was initiated under a Sarset society under Ra Nefra Men. Why is he hiding that? Number one.
This is what you call fishing, right? This is what you call fishing, right? like I said, this is what you call fishing. When you're supposed to be uh, trying to find, when you're trying to show people how somebody is a fraud or a scammer, you're supposed to show evidence of them taking people money, of them deceiving people about what they can do, or giving knowledge, or saying they have a expertise knowledge that they don't have. And he has not done this, but he's going to try to go through, try to fine tooth comb. Is somehow this hurts Jabari, right? He says, why didn't he show this? Why didn't he show this? That he was initiated under the Asar Aset Society, right?
Number two, it says he was initiated by Baba Haru in 1998. But when we go to the picture that we just showed from Baba Haru, it don't say Baba Haru was initiated. It said he opened his own shrine on his own in 1970.
It doesn't show that Baba Haru, it showed that he opened his own. So because it don't show that and he opened his own, does it mean that he didn't get initiated? I just want to know. Is one exclusive of the other? Does all the information has to be there? Because it's a simple, you know what I'm saying? If you have, so you could call Baba Haru and ask him yourself. But instead you want to spread a narrative that's not true. And you still haven't proved how he's a scammer or hustler.
So there's no proof, and let me explain this. In Egyptian initiation, as a practitioner of the ancient Kemetic spirituality and modern African spirituality, Ifa to be exact, and as a person who is now been called to start training as a priest.
If you start training as a priest, dude, you better stop, because based on what y'all said, it's gonna take your ass 40 years. Your ass is gonna be 60. No, your ass is gonna be 70 years old by the time you become a damn priest. So you.
It's been. I went to visit a priest. This priest did a spiritual reading on me.
Okay, so he went to go see a priest, but in ancient Kemet, as the brother would say, that you were chosen to become a priest, and typically the priest followed your father's tradition because he was a priest. So that's how you got into priesthood. There was no priest in ancient Egypt or Kemet that went to a reader to see their future on whether they was going to become a priest. You see how stupid that sounds? If I said that, you see how stupid that sounds? Ah, my bad. Let me get back here. If I can get back here.
When the words that are expressed by JJ are his words. The words that are expressed by Karima are her words. This is a free panel for.
Let's go back here.
European cities here.
Kemet fell, and it moved south.
Let's see.
Maybe Taboo may say I may not be able to drink wine or alcohol. Okay. You never know what may come out, but there's certain restrictions that you have, and there's certain duties that you know what to do.
Let's see where we at.
Kemetic spirituality and modern African spirituality, Ifa to be exact. And as a person who is now been called to start training as a priest, it's been. I went to visit a priest. This priest did a spiritual reading on me and said that it was in my path to be called as a priest. And eventually, I had certain rituals done. Now, eventually, there'll be certain things I won't be able to do. I may not be able to come on the LionsDen and cut the food.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is the same spookiness that he's talking about Jabari. This is the same spookiness that everybody was, same stuff. So he went to go see a priest, did a palm reading, and they called him to be a priest. Where have you seen that in ancient Egypt where somebody went to a palm reader? But you want to talk about ancient Egypt and what the requirements are for ancient Egypt, but you went and had your palm reading, and your palm reading told you that that was your destiny. That was your destiny. You can't make this shit up. I'm telling you. You cannot make this shit up.
I say no troll left behind. I mean no troll left behind.
I like to do. I may not be able to, maybe taboo may say I may not be able to drink wine or alcohol. You never know what may come out, but there's certain restrictions that you have and there's certain duties that you have when you take the path to priesthood. And Jabari never has exhibited that. He doesn't do in his fake shrine. His rituals, none of this stuff is done how the ancient Egyptians did it. He'll say, okay, well, I modernized it. Well, why modernize it? Because instead of him learning the real tradition of the ancient Egyptians and people who are now the descendants of the ancient Egyptians who still live in Africa today, the ancient Egyptian mystery system didn't die. It moved west after Egypt fell, after Kemet fell, and it moved south, where it actually originated further south, but it predominantly moved to central. And
So here's what he's saying. He said that the ancient Egyptians, why modernize it? Basically, or why change it? Because the ancient Egyptians did rituals a certain way. And it didn't die, it just moved west and it moved south. Right? So if that is the case, then tell me why in West Africa they are not wearing the exact same dressing. They're not wearing that the ancient Cometics did. There are differences of ceremony and ritual. Why don't we study the stars the way they did back then? Why would we modernize it? Why would we develop telescopes and medical medical equipment? And why would we philosophize, and why would we do all these things? Why we would that is just plain ridiculous that someone would say that you would be doing the exact same thing. You don't even do the exact same thing from Rome. There's been changes to the headdress. There's been changes to the ceremony. You might do something that's slightly different, that's modernized. And part of the modernization that's happening as far as in priesthood is the acceptance or the tolerance or injection of specific gay, lesbian priest or pastors. That's modernized. The dress, the way they did, some of it is modernized. They used to dunk you in a river. Now they sprinkle stuff on your head. Why they don't do it the same? I don't know. Maybe because it's probably better for people to do it that way, or you can get more people done that way. This is just ridiculous. It is just
in West Africa. So this is what I was explaining to Jabari, and this is why he will fail to debate me. Now
Jabari won't debate him because Jabari doesn't feel that. I ain't gonna say that he's not worth debating. I won't say that. What I'm gonna say is what Jabari said. Jabari stated that he has no problem with debating him as long as it's a topic in which he's interested in debating. He's just not going to debate anything. That's the issue. The second issue is Jabari is not going to debate you if you are continually going to slander him. Why would he get in the ring with you? There's certain people that's on the debate platforms that won't do it. We went over this, but it's like he's never been told this, or he doesn't know anything about this. This is ridiculous. And once again, he hasn't shown any proof. He hasn't shown any proof. He said, I'll challenge any brother out there, debate any brother that about the Jabari being a fraud, a scam, this and that, and he can't get past go. He couldn't get past go on the first response video because he hasn't shown anything. This is what I'm talking about. Show some proof, some evidence. All this doesn't mean anything. It's empty. Oh, you ain't showed it. How did? Oh my goodness.
He has no evidence that if he says he was initiated by Baba Haru, then who was Baba Haru
Okay, so now we have
initiated by?
So once again, right? Listen to what he said. This is how he says proof. Just like he said he had proof that Jabari was this scammer, I got proof. And then he talked about the $9.99 that Sinetta took from him because he didn't post a post. But somehow him and Jabari was in some money scheme. That's the proof that he's talking about. That's his definition of proof, right? Listen to what he's saying again. Listen.
No, initiated by Baba Haru. Evidence that if he says he was initiated by Baba Haru, then who was Baba Haru initiated by? It says bait me. This is what I was explaining to Jabari, and this is why he will fail to debate me. Now, he has no evidence.
He has no evidence
that
he has no evidence that
if he says he was initiated by Baba Haru, then who was
if he said he was initiated by Baba Haru? I want y'all to listen.
Baba Haru initiated by?
Then who was Baba Haru initiated by? Do you see the do you see the problem with the question? If Jabari says, I've been initiated by Baba Haru, he then switches and says, well, then who has Baba Haru been initiated by? So he already, in some degree, conceded already that, yes, I've been initiated by Baba Haru, but let me move the goalpost to show that you're not a Kemetic priest. So let me find out who Baba Haru was initiated by. And then I can attack that angle. Do you see the trickery in there? This is ridiculous.
Nobody. Because at that time, there were
no
Kemetic shrines. So Baba Haru could say one of two things. He could say, well, I was initiated by the Spirit, the Holy Spirit or whatever, ordained me to do this. But if he was not trained properly, it's a difference. You got people that got spiritual gifts and are naturally spiritual talented and may be called to be a priest, but you have
called to be a priest, like getting your palms read.
To be trained too. And
that's true. And to be trained too, right? Some people spiritually are called, whether you get your palm read or whether you see something in the sky or see something in a bowl of Cheerios. But you have to be trained. But my question is this. For a ancient Kemetic tradition, because right, that's probably been ended for, I don't know, the last 2,000 years, right? The priesthood of ancient Kemet over the last 2,000 years, right, moving from Rome, has ceased to exist. I'm not talking about West Africa, South Africa. I'm talking about the ones that was in North Africa, right? They say about how they recreated the tradition. And if someone can be spiritually led, what you just said, then how can you then take it away? And then how can you gauge what requirements or what training would take if you're not a priest yourself? Do you see the problem? I'm going to take this one from Jabari. He makes poor statements. He has poor questions.
The training part is what Jabari lacks. Instead, he wants to mix. He already admitted he's a Christian. It was a Catholic.
Who wasn't a Catholic or a Christian at one point? If you were, oh my goodness. If you consider yourself a African American of African descent, right? You were Christian. You grew up Christian. You grew up Catholic. Who didn't? Most of the Islamic brothers, Nuwapian brothers, Hebrew brothers, the majority of us in the U.S. were Christians or Catholics. Catholics are Christians, but we were the same. So I don't understand how that plays. But let's hear it. This is going to say how it plays.
And you can see remnants of that in his practices. For the simple fact that another thing I found funny, he tried to compare his course for $4,500 online course to a master's degree? Or something you learn from university, but the only difference is you go to a university in person. They provide you room and board. They provide you books and study, and you know what I mean? You live on a campus. You can't provide nothing.
Oh my goodness, I gotta get him. I got to get him.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
Okay, so once again,
By faking people, you live board. The difference is you go to a university in person. They provide you room and board. They provide you books and study, and you know what I mean? You live on a campus. You can't provide nothing.
okay. So once again, like I said, we're talking about a person who, I don't know, maybe he went to school, I don't know. But I'm just saying, he sounds like a person who maybe never went to a university, state college, or a junior college. Or he's just not kept up online, right? Or he's just, you know what I'm saying, he hasn't really done a lot of research. And that's what I mean, poor research. Poor research. What do I mean by poor research? Because if if you look at this, and let me finish this right here. Oh my goodness, let me finish this. We will finish this, right? And this is what I'm saying, just kill him, death by suicide, right? Here we go. He said, let's hear, what did he say?
By faking, you know what I mean? Room and board. Online course to a master's course for $4,500 online course to a master's degree? Or something you learn from university, but the only difference is you go to a university in person. They provide you room and board. They provide you books and study, and you know what I mean? You live on a campus. You can't provide nothing. By faking people into your basement, making them think that they can be a Kemetic priest online for $4,500. And lastly, I want to say, he mentioned that he went to...
Okay, now, this is what the brother said. Now, this is not me saying it, right? This is what the brother said, right? The brother said that you can't go to school, a master's degree online. Clearly, you can get a master's degree online, fully online. Here's one from Stanford, fully online degree, master's degree. You can't get a master's degree online. You can't get. Let's hear it again. Let's hear this.
Gone to campus. How'd you course of that in his practices? For the simple fact that another thing I found funny. He tried to compare his course.
Remember, he skipped past that fact. Don't forget that he skipped past that fact. Let's keep it going though.
For $4,500 online course to a master's degree? Or something you learn from university, but the only difference is you go to a university in person. They provide you room and board. They provide you books and study, and you know what I mean? You live on a campus. You can't provide nothing. By faking people into your basement, making them think that they can be a Kemetic priest online for $4,500.
Clearly, you can see, and anyone, almost everyone knows this, that you can get an online degree. This is Stanford. I just want to pick the most prestigious college there is, or one of the most prestigious colleges there is, definitely on the West Coast, that you can go and you can get a master's degree online. Graduate's degree, Stanford online. Free online courses, Stanford online. So anybody, I actually got download this. You can take actually free courses from Stanford online, which is pretty cool. We can go right up here, right? You can get an online course certificate and degree. You can get right here. Here's 5 of the best online universities. You can earn a PhD in scholarships. Stanford Executive Education degree, right? This is SNHU, 100% online. degree. You have to go to campus. No, you do not. You do not have to go to the campus. You don't have to do that. And I don't know why he keeps saying that, but you don't have to go. You don't have to do that. But hey, you know, if he wants to keep going and they want to, you know, in you know what I'm saying, go right ahead. They, you know, this is what they do for bad behavior. This is what he gets when he's lying, clearly giving out misinformation. It's totally ridiculous, right? So, he says that on an online degree. Now, I did this before as well. We start talking about online degrees. We talked about this, right? Online degrees is pretty much called distant learning, right? Talking about in distant learning. Hold on one second, please. Let me get this. Okay, here we go. Distant learning. So right here, distant learning courses are programs to provide students with flexible learning opportunities. These became especially important in the spring of 2020 when the coronavirus pandemic began to disrupt education in the United States. In fall 2020, more than 75%, 11.8 million of all undergrad students were enrolled in at least one distance course, education course. That's one, right? 44%, 7 million of all undergrad students exclusively took distant education courses. The number of undergrad students enrolled in at least one distant education course was 97% higher than 2020 than prior to the pandemic in the fall of 2019. 11.8 million versus 6 million. The number of undergrad students exclusively enrolled in distant education courses was 180% higher than 2020 than it was in 2019. So it's telling you, it's showing you that people are going online. Now he might say, oh, those are courses, but you clearly just saw, because he was like, oh, he's just showing a course. He's just showing one course. He said you can't get a degree online, right? I clearly just showed you that you can get a degree online, a master's degree, the one he said you couldn't get. You can get one, not just a Stanford, you can get one in a lot of places.
And
evidently true, nothing.
Dude, as a chief, that ain't nothing to do with spirituality. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me clearly. Being installed as a chief, it has nothing to do with spirituality.
My question is this. I don't think I ever heard Jabari say that being a chief had anything to do with spirituality. Actually, I believe that I heard Jabari say that he is a Kemetic priest, and he was installed to be a chief in West Africa. He separated the two, and he's talked about his involvement in his chiefdom in West Africa, and the activities he's doing to participate in the development of the community and the community and I guess resources or the economy there. Not one time did Jabari ever mention somehow that he's a chief, that he's a priest of West Africa. He didn't say that those two was mutually exclusive at all. But what he does is he tries to give arguments and he tries to spin narratives. And Jabari never said that. Show a clip where Jabari said that being a chief in West Africa has something to do with you being a priest. Show the clip. If he said it, he definitely said he was a chief. But show when he said that being a chief and being a priest somehow will intertwine with each other.
You can go over there with the right amount of money and talk to the right people, and you can go over there and they'll listen. As much as I love Africa, I'm African, but it's a lot of crookedness going on over there.
Now we can agree on that. There is a lot of corruption in West Africa. Now that's one thing that we can agree on all night. between me and that brother. So that just tells you, you can disagree on 99.9% of your stuff, and you have one point that you can agree on. But we do agree on that. There's a lot. There's a lot of corruption in West Africa. There's a lot of corruption in America. There's a lot of corruption in a lot of countries, a lot of places. There's just a lot of corruption everywhere.
They initiating Asians. They initiate some people. Some of them initiating white people into the priesthood for money. Unfortunately, it happens. It's corruption everywhere.
I have heard.
So
I agree.
I just wanted to drive that in. But the main point is, Jabari nor Baba Haru have shown any proof whatsoever. Neither one of them are fluent in the language.
Once again, he is stating a criteria that he hasn't proved is a criteria. He said that neither one of them knows the language, but yet earlier he said that Jabari said that his wife knows the language better than him. But then he turns around and says Jabari doesn't know the language. See the double talk?
Neither one of them. I mean, they have shown no proof that they are to be called a priest is a big thing. There's nothing to play with. So I just wanted to add that.
Wait a minute.
There's nothing to play. They are neither one of them. I mean, they have shown no proof that they are to be called a priest is a big. Show no proof that they are
Where's the criteria? Where's the criteria?
To be called a priest is a big thing. There's nothing to play with.
Right.
So I just wanted to add that.
Okay. All right. So what we're looking at right now is we want to know, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? He continues to say that he went over this, he did this, he did that, and he showed that Jabari is a fraud, a scammer. He's a charlatan. He's a fake Kemetic priest. He said that it's not an organization because an organization is an organized nation. I showed that he got that wrong. He said that Dr. Nika Saze said that she spoke to Medunetta, but there's no proof that she spoke to Medunetta or that she was that. I showed that she actually teaches the class of the Medunetta. He said that he showed something that says that Jabari classes, you can't learn something online because you need a campus. I showed that you don't need it. There's seminar classes you can take 100% online that have millions, multi-million-dollar campus, but you don't have to be there. You can actually just take it online. I showed that with just the online courses. Every single thing this brother have shown, I have shown that he has either spread misinformation or he plain out lied. One or the other. He's either giving misinformation or he's just flat out lying. One or the other. But he should know better because he promotes himself as a scholar. He promotes himself as someone who does research. And if that's what he's promoting, then why isn't he demonstrating it now? And the only thing that I can think of is because it fits his narrative against Jabari, because Jabari does not want to debate him. Or Jabari said something against his teacher. So that's the motive for him to be spreading misinformation, slanders, and lies about Jabari. That's all it is. And I have shown this, and this is my third time showing this, and I will continue to show it as long as he does it. Because you should be respectful of Dr. Anika Daniel Saze. If you want to teach the class by all means. If you want to teach it for free, teach it. But that doesn't mean that you get to knock what he's doing and somehow downgrade what he's doing because you think you can teach it for free. We don't know if you can teach it yet because you haven't taught it yet. But let me know when you're teaching so I can be part of the class, because maybe you do know how to teach it. I don't know. I can't judge you because you haven't taught it yet. You haven't demonstrated a thorough knowledge to me of ancient Kemet, because I haven't taken your class. So I won't say you can't teach because I can't, because I haven't took your class. But I do know that I took Jabari class, and I know everything that you're saying about what his class is and what it is, what it's not, is totally fraudulent. It's totally just a misrepresentation of what he's doing. So That's what I got. This is your brother, Daniel Heru, the comedic atheist. And I'm going to be coming back with you guys, letting you know that it's okay. It's okay to be an atheist. It's okay, guys. It is okay to have an opinion. It is okay to critique someone. It's okay to have an opinion if the opinion is just. Do you hear me? If it is just, it is okay. But it is not okay to simply talk about somebody, spread rumors, lies, assassinate characters. It's not cool. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. This is your brother Daniel Heru, the comedic atheist, EDPN, Entertainment and Debate Program Network, bringing you Atheists Unleashed. Watch out for it, letting you know we are monkeys.
I could take this crap from seeing to believing. Got it taste more good and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind, no kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it, demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it, demon.